Hi everybody, we're going to overview Python's list methods. I think to understand this is a really important thing. Lists are one of the main data structure that we use day to day. We see some use cases to illustrate more how they are used. This is based on a tweet that I did a while ago and people seem to really like it. So here I'm doing a little bit long explanations. So let's jump right in. We're going to use Google Colab to see the results along the way. So you're going to start with the append method. So we have here a list, I call it stonks. So here we do append 200 to stonks. We should see that we append 200 at the end of the list. Now, a different way of doing this is using slicing methods and doing from the length of the list to the end of the list, append this. Let's see how this looks. So first of all, if we slice from the end of the list to the end of the list, we get an empty array. And if we raise 3 to that, we grab 3 from the end of the list. So we are basically doing the end of the list plus this array. So the advantage of this is that doing in this way, we can actually append a list. I mean, we append the list, but as an item in the list itself. So if we print, or rather, if we let this print the list, we see that we appended the list itself, and we wanted to do the individual items. So this is similar ways of doing the same, but in some way it's different too. You can't append a list here. All right, now let's go quickly over extend the list. So here basically we extend the list with an iterable. For example, here we have a string. This is an iterable, and we have also all of these ones. How this looks is this way. So we append each of the letters of the string to the stonks list. All right, now let's see removing items from the list. So here we have the star list, and we remove 52 from the list. So we're going to see that it removes the first item that says with that number. If the item doesn't exist, the Python gives value error. So here is a little bit of application, sort of a way of doing insertion sort into another list. We're going to grab from the start list the maximum and append that to a sorted array. And we're going to do that at the end of this list. And then we're going to remove that item from the stars array. And we should have a sorted list in the sorted stars. And as you can see, we first print the stars array and then the sorted stars array, and it's sorted. Great, now let's see popping. So we extract one item from the list, giving an index. So the pop method gives that item in that specific index. So to illustrate this should be given a 12 and the list without this 12. That's it. If we don't specify the index, it pops the last one. Awesome. Now let's see how to remove a list from the memory using the clear and the DL keyword. So here we have a planets list, and using the clear, we see that if we print the list, we get an empty list. If we do the same with del, we get also an empty list. Great. Now index. Index gives the index of the value that we request. Given we can give a sort of a range of index to look for, or we can give we don't give that range, and it's going to search in the entire list. So here first we're going to look for from the index 3 to the 4, the number 8, and here we search for the entire array. And to illustrate that, if we don't find it, it's going to raise a value error. Right, so now this is pretty self-explanatory. This counts how many times the item that we give is in the list, in this case 4 times. Now let's have a little bit fun with the inserting. It's maybe the most interesting one. So we can insert at a given index a value. So for example, here we have stonks. I'm going to insert to the beginning of the stonks list, and here to the end of the list using the length of the list. Now a little bit of an application. We're going to populate a list with the Fibonacci sequence. So what we're going to do is first define the base case of the Fibonacci sequence, and then we're going to go for this. Doesn't really matter if we're clearing the console. This is the important part that we're going to do. So we're going to insert at the end of the list. We're going to grab the last item and the previous to that last item. So yeah, then we sleep for a little bit for seeing better what is happening, and we print the sequence. So let's see. So here, as you can see, we are adding the 2 last items to the one that is being added. and this goes for longer. So I wanted to make this a little bit clear that we are grabbing from the length of the list the last item, and here the last to last item. But there is a better way of doing this, is that we can go fib and next one and grab the last item this way, and we can also grab the second to last. So yeah, we can write this without specifying the length here, and this should work. Great. Now the sort method, it basically sorts the array. If you use the reverse flag, the direction is reversed. Awesome. And the last one that we're going to see is the copying of a list. So here we have an animals list, and what we're going to do is create an animals 2 and assign animals to that list. But this is going to create a reference. Keep in mind that if we use the copy method, so this is going to create a copy, as well as doing it with this short version. All right. So let's illustrate this. We grab the second array, and in the first index we put 100. With the 3 and the 4, we're going to grab and put 500 and 1500 here. I'm going to print all of this. Let's see what happened here. So first of all, since this is a reference, we also modify the first animal list and not the 2 copies, and the 2 copies are independent of each one. To go further than this, we can actually go and see the actual memory address of each variable. So we can really see that these 2 variables are the same memory, and these 2, as you can see, here is CESA5 and here is CESA6, are different. All right, awesome. And that's about it. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe for more, and I see you in the next one. Bye.